Hello and welcome to the Wednesday News Show. Hugo's on holiday, so I'm by myself once again. Beginning to get a little bit lonely. So we've got loads to get through today, so let's get cracking. And we're going to start with this weekend's IFSC Bouldering World Cup action from Chongqing in China. Hot and humid weather made for difficult conditions for the athletes as the World Cup travelled outside of Europe and Russia for the first time this year. In the women's comp, Stasha Geo has never made a World Cup podium and was looking to change things this weekend. She topped out Boulder 2 and claimed a few zones to take the bronze medal. Miho Nanaka has consistently been brilliant this season, and she stepped up once again in China. She topped 3 boulders, including the powerful Problem 1. Akio Noguchi was on a different level all weekend, putting in an almost perfect performance. She flashed boulders 1, 3 and 4 and quickly topped out number 2. A brilliantly dominant performance and great to see her back at the top of the podium. In the men's comp, Alexei Rubtsov is no stranger to finals, and he used his experience to good effect. He flashed boulder 1, which every finalist managed to flash, and battled with boulder 4, topping it out on his 4th go. A bronze medal for Alexei. Sean McCall probably wasn't a favourite to make the podium, but he put in a great performance to improve on his season so far. Flashing boulders 1 and 2, he needed to finish problem 4 to win the comp, but couldn't quite manage to send it, putting him into 2nd place. It was Kokoro Fuji's first final of 2018 and his first medal of the season. He topped 3 boulders using his dynamic style to power through to finish number 4. So another great competition, and I heard a lot of athletes were saying it was just super hot, so fair play to them for battling through that. Worth remembering in the women's comp that both Janja Garnbret and Shauna Coxey were missing from this week's IFSC World Cup action. Janja's finishing the Bouldering World Cup now and is just concentrating on the lead build-up. And it's interesting that Shauna's pulled out. I'm not entirely sure why. I presume it's to do with that injury and the fact she's just a bit lower down than she would be. Perhaps she's going to come back and do a few more Bouldering World Cups, or maybe she's looking to do the League Cup season as well. Who knows? That would be kind of cool though. Cool to see Sean McCall as well back on the podium. I don't know, he's kind of dipped in form recently, and I think a lot of people were like, is he going to come back? And the fact he has come back that strongly, it means everyone is talking about Olympics again, because you've got to remember that Sean has that speed climbing background. So if he pulls it all together, and he nails the speed for the Olympics, then we could be looking at a potential medal contender. But time will tell. So let's move on to something a little less pleasant, because social media has been blowing up this week. It all started when Sasha DeJulian posted on her Instagram account that pro climber Joe Kinder had been bullying her, mainly using a private Instagram account to post memes and sort of funny GIFs and stuff like that. Directed at Sasha and directed at a few other people. So Sasha called him out, and let's see what happened. Sasha says she was sent examples of images used on this private account. The example she showed was a picture of another woman called Sarah being hugged by a man. This was meant to depict Sasha and Eddie Marin and was an example of body shaming. She called out Joe for posting images like this, and in a sentence now deleted from her post, she asked their mutual sponsors to do something about the issue. Joe responded and apologised for what he had done and put up a response on his Instagram page. In the next couple of days, both Black Diamond and La Sportiva responded, dropping Joe as a sponsored athlete. This story has continued on many people's accounts, with a few pros giving opinions and hundreds of comments below both Facebook and Instagram posts from the general public. Sasha's manager also released a statement on her social media.
Hi everyone, Sasha is in the hospital right now saying goodbye to her grandma. She'll be back in a couple of days, but in the meantime she's asked me as her manager to issue a statement on her behalf. She wants to thank everyone that has supported her decision to speak out against bullying. It's important you understand this wasn't just one post or one snarky meme. This was an ongoing problem over several years that affected Sasha and other athletes. Attempts were made to settle this privately, but the attacks kept coming.
So over the last week, this has absolutely exploded on social media, and there are so many comments both defending Sasha, attacking Sasha, defending Joe, attacking Joe, and lots of people asking Black Diamond and La Sportiva to do something about this issue one way or another. Obviously, bullying is a horrendous thing, and for Sasha to have the courage to call out someone who she says has been doing this for a long time, that she's tried to get hold of privately, is an incredibly brave thing. But what's been difficult to watch is how this has developed on social media. Because lots of the posts these guys are putting up get edited after, so you get people commenting on things that they've read previously but have now been deleted. So there's a lot of misinformation that seems to be floating around. And I think the problem with social media generally is it's really hard to have a fair and non-opinionated discussion about anything, because the second it becomes into that internet space, everyone will start bombarding their opinion on the matter. And at the end of the day, we don't know the in-depth ins and outs of this. We don't know, exactly what happened behind the scenes with this story. What we do see is this playing out in quite a nasty way in front of us. So Joe has been dropped. He has apologised, but obviously that's not enough for sponsors. And Sasha has said that she's accepted his apology. She's speaking to the woman, Sarah, who was the woman portrayed in those pictures. And it's continuing on Sasha's Facebook and Instagram accounts, so you can follow this story along. It just shows the power of social media, actually. The fact that Sasha's been able to have this big response and a conclusion to the problem just by using social media shows how much that's changed and how much brands need to listen to the pressures of that. Times have definitely changed. I have a feeling this story is far from being done, so watch this space to see what happens next. And yeah, hopefully Sasha can find some peace with this. Hopefully Joe can realise his mistakes and try to make amends for them. And hey guys, we're all climbers, so hopefully we can find a little bit of peace and serenity to this story and just go climbing, basically. So let's move on to some more positive news, perhaps. That is, Matty Hong has sent his 9B project Fight or Flight in Oliana. It's a crazy looking climb. Check it out. The route is in Oliana, Spain, as an incredibly physical ending with a huge dyno that Matty fell on twice before his successful send. Awesome news, and it's safe to say that I have a little bit of a man crush on Matty Hong. He's like a photographer, a filmmaker, and an amazing climber. He's everything that I want to be. But this does mean that we have a new addition to the 9B counter. So here it is, the 9B counter in all its glory, and I can add Matty Hong's name, which is already there because I did it earlier, and I'm going to put a tick. Yes, Matty Hong. Finally. So in other sport climbing news, Emily Harrington has sent Mind Control, an 8C in Oliana, and Ryan Pasquil has, I think that's how you pronounce it, has sent Rain Shadow, a 9A in Malham Cove in the UK. Now for the last week, we were in the Lake District in stunning weather, filming with the Arc'teryx Big Mountain Weekend. The first video is dropping, hopefully, on Friday, but here's a little teaser of what we got up to. Katie, thank you. It was really, really fun that. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description below. And remember, the Arc'teryx Alpine Academy is coming to Chamonix in like 6 weeks, I think. So we'll be covering all the action from that. So quickly onto our website, we've got a cool new video up there called A Day in the Life of Sachi Amar, who's a world champion climber, super strong dude. And it's just hanging out with him all day and watching him train. Check out the teaser. make sure you click on the link in the description below for that video. It's cool to get an insight into how these pros do it. Next week, we're off to the Czech Republic, filming with Singing Rock, and hopefully climbing on the limestone tower things with those knot jobs. I'm scared, but excited. Yeah, that's it really. Check out the EpicTV shop for some cool deals. There's lots of bargains to be had there at the moment. Hopefully Hugo will be back at some point, or maybe I could just take over this slot forever. See you soon.